There are many different evidences that help show how evolution is the idea that species are evolved from other species through time. One example of an evidence is embryology. Embryology is the structure and development of the embryo of an animal. Observing an embryo can show how much an animal changes from the embryo form to birth. The embryos of most animals look very similar to each other, which leads us to believe in the idea of evolution. In many animals, specific limbs and characteristics are seen in the embryos but seem to disappear, or the limbs and characteristics are unseen and then they appear when the animal actually develops and is born. Examples of embryology that Charles Darwin researched are snakes and humans. In snake embryos, Darwin saw small leg formations that didn't develop until the snakes were hatched. This led Darwin to believe that the snakes evolved from land animals that had legs. In human embryos, fishy gill structures were seen, which gave Charles Darwin the idea that humans developed from fish. Another example of evolution evidence is DNA testing. DNA shows the similarities and differences between two animals by looking at the genes. DNA testing is modern science that Charles Darwin was never able to experience. Darwin always wondered why evolution changes occurred, and although he never saw the external change of animals, he never saw the genes responsible for the change. An example of this, researched by modern scientists, was when the chimp and human DNA were compared. Surprisingly, we had 99% similarities, although many people begged to differ. Our comparisons with chimp was not so shocking to Darwin, so he concluded that humans evolved from chimps long ago. Fossils are an easy visual representation as to why evolution is valid. Fossils show past animals through time in a sedimentary rock formation. Seeing fossils in different layers show which animals came first in the timeline and how the animals slowly changed throughout the billions of years. About 365 billion years ago, animals with legs began appearing ever since their limbs evolved for land use. Researchers have found fossils of fishes with fin-like limbs that have an arm bone structure that could be meant for land. These different evidences were useful to many scientists to help prove Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, of the ideas that many characteristics can change and evolve into new species with time and environmental change for survival.